I'm back.
Hooray!
Hooray! Because it's TalkRadar 158.
Yep, things are back to normal, sort of.
Nope, still catching up.
Chris, did you already drink all the beers?
No, they're in the fridge or something.
Whatever.
Whatever, indeed. What a show we have lined up for everybody. I don't know if anybody wants to put a bullet in E3.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm done talking about it, even though I'm not done writing about it. What else do we have? Oh, sneak peek. Yes,
that.
We have some ass.
Wow.
We got some what? We don't really have any. Wow. Top 7 game deals. What the fuck? What else? There's something else, isn't there?
Infamous too.
You can talk about it. We'll just let
But
Michael.
that was last
the whole
week.
second segment will be Michael. How about that?
No.
2 games he played. I haven't played shit.
What Michael did.
Oh!
If only Matt Keast was here.
Wait, Tyler Nagata, you passed this along to me. We had a special request from a lady.
Yes.
A woman wrote into our
Wow.
show. I cannot believe it. To request a special happy anniversary request to her husband, Alex.
Oh, right.
Happy 8th anniversary.
Happy
Alex,
anniversary.
From Holly.
Isn't
Your
that
wife.
weird? We're
Yes.
saying it to you.
I know.
Yeah.
Weird.
We're talking directly to you now. Do
did-
as we say.
Yes, listener, we are talking to you.
We met Alex. We all met Alex
No,
at the thing. At the thing.
At Lizzie's show, the glow.
I was being
Alex, your fly's open.
All right. But yes,
was
there will
being
the
silly.
return of sound effects that everybody didn't miss that much. All right.
Nope.
We can do it.
I missed him.
You missed them? Good. It's a time for top 7.
Oh, let's introduce ourselves.
Which has
while we're at
bunches.
it.
Oh, yeah.
That.
Sure, I'll start. I'm Henry Gilbert.
No, come on.
I'm Brett Elston.
I'm Chris Antista.
I'm Tyler Nagata.
I'm Michael Raparez.
Wow, look
Wow,
at
did
that.
we
Throw
get 'em
everybody
all?
else. Yeah, I think so. I think so. And our
Nobody was left like the kid who doesn't get picked in PE.
Oh!
our top 7.
I was happy to always be the third last kid, which
Third
is
last kid?
just high enough that it's like I'm not the second to last and I'm not the last. So
That's right.
I always wanted to be the
Oh.
Duck Duck Goose.
The Duck Duck Goose.
Oh, it's such an honor to be the
Yeah.
guy picking that out.
Yeah.
oh yes.
Well, we have. What was our top 7 this week? I'm sorry. I'm trying to get
Top
adjusted.
7,
And
top
it's already
7.
fucking hot. Damn it.
Yeah, it is. Top 7 was the top 7 cringeworthy moments from the E3 press conferences this year,
There were many.
Ooh, boy.
which we wrote Monday
Yeah, in a fit, in as
throughout
fast
the
as
day.
we could,
and
yeah.
posted sometime late that day.
Oh, those videos.
I did what I
Those
could.
Videos.
Did what I could.
My personal one was when I had to poo in the bathrooms there.
What?
That was very
At
cringeworthy.
E3.
Oh
Yeah.
man, the yes,
Wow.
the quest for the cleanest toilet.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
They're all covered in pee.
It's like, just it's
Does
ridiculous.
nobody flip the fucking seat up? My God.
Just do it with your feet, man.
I know.
It's not that much. You're not in that much of a hurry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I cringed. I
The
cringed.
games will still be there.
I cringed often watching people take pictures of booth babes. I cringed quite.
God,
quite
Charlie has a
often.
great picture of his sister-in-law. She's like, "This is her life," and it was just a giant fat dude, like sweaty, with like a white substance stained on his shirt,
I know.
God, hanging over his belt. It's
Well,
like,
just like his chest is falling all over itself.
yeah.
And he's got his hand around her hip,
around her hip.
and it's like, and he doesn't even
Yeah.
he doesn't have a like, look at me, I'm at E3 smile. It's a yep, taking a picture.
Yeah,
with a
just
lady.
just straight face, like he's the one who she wants to take a picture
yeah,
with.
for the next 5 minutes, you're mine.
Like the thing is, though, like you could totally put like a Viking helmet and braids and like a giant beard on him, and he'd just look like, yes, I'm a
Michael?
warlord. I need a turkey and leg in my other hand.
Yeah.
I forgot the
Or did you
mutton.
guys see that bounce house? Like
What? There was a bounce castle?
bounce with a booth babe and try to grab her tail.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
That's disgusting.
People were standing in line for that, and it was to win a free TV. That's all it was for.
yeah, I'm in. Let's,
I say, I mean, I'll win that fucking.
Well, I
TV.
mean,
Yes.
it was to enter to win a TV. It was
Oh.
like, there was a line.
I tried to give you that tail.
Oh, yeah.
Was it the foxtail?
I was trying to trick Henry into thinking it
I
was a
wanted it.
Mario tail.
No, I wanted it to be a tail's tail, but it
Yeah.
had to be 2.
It had to be two.
I
We need
do
to.
wonder if like during that the booth babe ever thought like, this is real life. This is how I make my living now.
I wonder if she is so used to that kind of treatment. Like, does it even matter anymore?
I don't know.
No, you can't touch me. But here, ask me anything you want. I can take a picture with you. It's just it's part of the trade. But we had our other cringe-worthy moments. I wasn't here, and all this stuff definitely beat up the one I had. But right off the bat, in Microsoft's press conference, Robert Bowling gets up to play Modern Warfare 3, and just that sound, please connect controller.
Yeah.
And I got a screenshot of.
That was embarrassing. I felt embarrassed for him.
Someone on GAF made the great point of that kicked off the next 3 press conferences of people fucking with our controllers, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, really, please just reconnect the real controller. Like it was a prophetic. We're going to spend an hour talking to you about Kinect. Sony's going to talk about Move, but not that much, honestly, for Sony's part. And then
Too much for me.
And then Nintendo's going to, again, give us a controller that has all this crazy shit going on when it's like, would it kill anyone just to make buttons?
Just hold a
I'm just
thing
saying
in
all the
your
top-selling
hand.
games are all these complicated fucking too many button games that are too hard to play. Yes, that's why they all sell millions of copies to this day and sell more than most games did when the 16-bit days.
Well, I'll get to that when we get to one of the entries. I thought I looked at it a little bit more positively this year. And I'll explain why, but we do have number 7 on our top 7.
Cringeworthy moments from the E3 press conferences. Number 7 is Zelda Orchestra messes up Zelda.
I'm not sure if this is the right sound. Let me see what we got here.
Maybe we should do Getting an Item one last time. This one with the full orchestra. Getting an Item.
Whoops.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, this is definitely it.
I can get...
And then they finally correct themselves.
You got her. They got the important notes right.
We're sitting in there going like,
Oh God, please get it.
Please don't fuck this up.
Please get it. And that was a wonderful experience. That live Zelda music.
Yeah, it was
why did that
fantastic.
take you so long to just officially acknowledge
But,
and perform?
I don't know. That was way less cringeworthy than last year of like, okay, time to show you the new Zelda. Whoop. Okay, it's not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
The Skyward Sword demo went really poorly
We
last year.
promise you it works if you go to our booth.
And I don't know if they streamed it. You remember the fucking Sonic concert at the Sonic show?
Yeah.
Was the real
That
band
wasn't
who did? Huh?
It wasn't streamed, no. But
It was fantastic. It's all those cringeworthy Sonic songs, so earnest, just performed so earnestly.
Sonic Race.
Yes, with footage of Sonic R, like just proudly
man.
acknowledged.
I should have gone to that, man. That
Oh,
would've been
they didn't
worth
let
it.
us in. We had to stay in a room above and watch from a closed circuit camera like a fucking torture victim.
It was strange. Like, we had the media passes, the VIP passes that were...
We didn't have the SVIP.
And we were like, no, that was like the regular entry.
Was
where
it?
the stage was. We were separated because you're in the free bar area. And I'm like, where's the concert? Oh, that's on the 3rd floor.
Yeah, it's downstairs.
What? Where the actual event is? We can't even see it. Like, how?
See it on a closed
what's-
circuit television.
God.
That was Supersonic Racing done live with just a regular band. Beautiful.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, the Zelda Orchestra thing was actually very impressive, and then it actually sets up the fact that Skyward Sword is an orchestra score, which is really nice.
Neat idea.
But yeah, no, they came out to that huge montage of Zelda games, all with the themes of this full orchestra, and I know I started to tear up. I don't think I actually did, but it was the beginning of like, oh, this is it. This is gonna happen. And it was just they picked the right scenes with the right songs and put them to the right music. And I have a big thing for string instruments. So
I'm with you, Brett. I'm here. Put it up.
Struck a chord with you.
Oh
Attaboy.
God, not
Thank
to
you,
that
thank
I
you.
won't.
Thank you.
Number 6.
Number 6.
Oh God, this was terrible. I was in the theater for this. Need for Speed replaced by Need to Walk.
I took the demo of it, which I saw this at the press conference, and I went into the E3 judges meeting with a bunch of more important people than me. They showed the exact same thing. And then like, would you like to play it now? I played the exact same thing. So I endured this sequence like 3 times. I haven't been able to write about it yet, but they were very adamant about driving home. The walking stuff, that's 10% of the gameplay. It's 10%. Like, but then why show 10? Why show it?
Why have it in it at all? Like, if you know it's only 10%, I promise. Then that tells you people probably won't like that. So let's just not do it. Because it's going to be disruptive. Like race, interrupt, quick time event, back in the car, race. It's just like,
I'll tell you something else. It didn't work very well.
Of course,
it didn't work very well. Because at first I was like, well, I'm in a race and then I'm on foot. What happens if I die on foot? Do I have to start the race over? So I just let myself die. Dude falls off a building, starts right back up again.
Right.
All right, this time for real. I know the button coming. Triangle. Fall. Wait, what the fuck? And like we're all sitting there. What is going on? Like all you do is hit triangle.
Yeah.
And everybody kept failing. It didn't work very well. But what is cool about it is that it does do something a little different. It does something. It does have a narrative, and there's something slightly cinematic about it.
I hate it already.
No, some of the stuff.
It just the tacked on, like, I'm not playing Need for Speed to walk. I'm not playing Tony Hawk to walk.
Not that, but there's
I played Grand Theft Auto to walk.
There's other interesting concepts in the game. Like there was a helicopter chasing me, and you have to swerve. It's firing at you, and you have to stay out of the spotlight.
No, that all sounds great. The car stuff all looked fantastic.
The car, like when that stuff was utilized in the car segments, pretty cool. Very cool, actually. Tell me you have to run already.
I'm being summoned.
All right,
my ride is here.
Anything you want to say about E3 before you go?
I really like Payday the Heist.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You guys like Left 4 Dead, right?
Of course.
You like Left 4 Dead? It's Left 4 Dead meets Heat, and it's awesome.
Oh wow!
Whoa!
What are the things chasing me and dragging me down?
Lots of security and police, SWAT team type guys with riot shields.
Who's the developer?
Smoke bombs. It's a development studio called Overkill.
Okay.
Overkill.
And
So
it's
left for Kane and Lynch.
I wasn't going to bring that up. But yeah.
it's really cool. It's awesome.
Interesting.
Still working on my preview. I'll have that up soon.
Yes, thank you.
All right, sorry, I got to run, guys.
Sure, right.
Bye-bye.
I forgot what we were talking about. Need for Speed the Run. It's not as bad as it looks. That is 10% of the gameplay, and the racing is really fun. Just extremely cool camera angles.
Just like it's like I played the very first Need for Speed ever, like on 3DO or the PS1 version, or whatever it was, and then like got slowly less and less interested. Hot Pursuit was cool. Hot Pursuit 2 was cool. But then, like, in that recent thing where they did Carbon and Pro Street and Underground or Undercity.
The Cholo games.
Yeah, just all that crap. Just, like, where they kept adding the one with, like, live-action actors in it carrying out a story. And it's like, the more you keep, like, fiddling with this shit. And guess what the most fun ones were in the last 3 years? Hot Pursuit and Shift. The two games that were just really fun racing experiences. And then the moment they showed the guy get out of the car, you know they were expecting applause or something.
No, I don't. Like, I don't know. Because right when we walked in there, it was almost apologetic. This is only 10%.
Because I saw it at the press conference, which was deafeningly loud, by the way.
What the fuck? They bring all those football
Michael,
players and use my Inception
that's true.
music?
Oh, well, we were sitting like right under the speakers.
I know, but it was just like it was to the point where I was like, "This is definitely damaging my ears."
Yeah,
because the Battlefield trailers that they all show with that like,
and that's the music now.
Yeah, it's just all the noise is just on a timeline. It would just be a complete square rectangle noise.
I didn't hate the game.
No, the game the racing I'm all interested in, but all that shit
like a helicopter starts chasing you and the camera whips behind the helicopter. There's no it's just seamless. There's no load, and I didn't even notice. Oh, I'm still controlling the car while looking from behind the helicopter. I don't know, and then zooms right back into the normal mode.
Maybe
I thought it was kind of cool.
Maybe they'll take it out.
What is it, Deborah?
It's called The Run. They can't take it out. It's in the head.
No, The Run is a reference to Cannonball Run.
Yes.
So,
but come on, it's got a double meaning. Running.
And it's stupid. And it's a wrong... I guarantee. Guess what all the reviews are going to say? I'll call this 6 months ahead of time. Why the fuck are these on-foot sections in here? Next. Every review is going to knock it for that.
I docked 2 points for this stupid running stuff.
2 points might be a bit much, but it's still...
And it's like, it's both a good thing and a terrible thing that it's like, they're basically just interactive cutscenes. They're just quick time events. Like,
it's the shit I expected 3 years ago.
Yeah, well, it's like that. On the good side, it means like, well, they can't fuck it up with like suddenly it's really slow and you're running. But on the other hand, it's like, you're just hitting buttons to advance a cutscene.
It's just heavy rain, really.
I wouldn't even go that
in certain
far.
parts. Yes, no, it's definitely a lot like Heavy Rain.
God,
but that is not a lot of the driving stuff. New, you haven't seen. It hasn't really been done before. It's good stuff. Don't hate the small stuff.
Number 5.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
I know.
Number 5. Everything's small stuff.
Awkward move presentations are awkward.
Jesus Christ!
I don't remember this, even though I was there.
I seriously zoned out during this.
I remember sitting next to you.
Section.
I was probably trying to jerk off.
I remember my tweet. I'm watching Kobe Bryant play basketball. Unprecedented.
Someone tweeted when Kobe Bryant came out, was like, wait, is this the NBA player who raped a girl or who beat a girl? And he's like, oh, wait, it's the one that raped a girl.
Both.
Accused.
He's a double threat.
Accused.
He was
I know.
exonerated,
I
sort
know.
of.
I just thought it was a funny tweet.
Lack of evidence.
And lots of money. Anyway, Kobe's a rape. No, wait.
I just love that.
It started out awkward. Here's the clip.
He was not convinced.
Which team are you? I'm the Heat, man. What do you think?
He was the team that beat the Lakers. Ooh.
I do not understand. That's rude.
This is not rehearsed at all. That's rude.
But what's great is this game is on Move is so easy. Even a professional athlete can play it. I don't know what they were trying to say by it.
I think it was just, hey, we can get Kobe Bryant out here. What's our excuse? Oh yeah, anyone can play Move. Sure. Even a professional athlete who probably plays NBA games all the time.
Yeah, who would prefer to play with a controller.
Yeah.
And then what happened? They both suck.
Yeah.
They both do terrible. And Kobe, his pride got to him. His ego got to him. He couldn't stick with it. I love this part.
He left the script.
No.
Now you gotta play that defense. Yeah, you know what, man? This game looks a little too real.
Good.
This is crazy.
On page.
This is crazy. Oh boy. Ooh, that's not realistic at all. Forget everything I just said. That's just not realistic. All right, now let's see what
Love it. Love it.
I hear Kobe Bryant's real dick.
Yeah, well, I think part of the problem was, like, I don't know if it's a problem, but it's just Sony kind of, I get the sense they don't know what to do with Move now.
Yeah.
And it's like they pushed it like this last year at E3 as like, this is a big revolutionary thing, and they're like pretending that we don't know. It's like the Wii, like, oh, you've never seen this before, it's amazing. To Move is for fucking morons who are intimidated by controllers.
Another tweet that's ever said, like, this is the way that the Move controls work in the NBA game. It's like, this is basically StarCraft for NBA players, because you're just like hovering over units and moving them.
See, that's
kinda.
Well, that was sort of we included we also have the Ken Levine speech in this entry.
Yes, that was that was sort of like a dog with its tail between its legs.
It was the Gabe Newell sellout of this year.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
At least Gabe Newell was pushing something cool.
Wow. Well, here's a bit of a speech.
What we're talking about is removing this barrier of entry. The people who love your story and love your worlds, who love the idea of BioShock, but they just can't get their head around this. What if they could play your game? What would you wager if you could get those people on board to try your game as well as your core audience without sacrificing anything? And I said, look, I tell you what I won't wager is I won't wager these people.
You're making a controller motion when he says that.
But like everything I saw at E3, and we complained about it, the Mass Effect text dialogue, it's all fucking optional. Like nothing this year, motion control wise, was made mandatory.
Yeah.
Uncharted, you can control with buttons or touchscreen. You pick.
That was so stupid.
Here's the other thing with that statement. It's like, how likely really do you think it is that people who don't play games with a controller are going to buy a $300 PS3, and then it's like, well, I don't like the controller, but I can spend an extra $100 and get this light-up motion wand thing, and I'll play with that.
And also, like, I know the setup they're going to have. It's going to be like Metroid Prime 3 or Conduit or something like that.
Or SOCOM 4 or Killzone 3.
It's like the games that, like Prime 3 I felt worked very well because it's not an intense shooter. It's more exploration, so when you shoot it works, but for the most part it's mostly used as a mouse navigation camera pointer. So in that instance, BioShock, at least 1 and 2, and Infinite, definitely what they're showing seems more action, but in general, BioShock seems more like Metroid.
More atmospheric.
More atmospheric, more looking around, more soaking it in.
Wow.
So that, I don't think there'd be a problem necessarily with move controls for BioShock Infinite as an option, but I do think it's a fallacy of this whole idea of, like, they were trying to sell us that motion controls aren't stupid as much as they try to sell the casual people on, no, the controller isn't the problem. Like, do you guys, any of you remember the PS2 not having this problem and selling more than all of your consoles right now with the same fucking controller? This wasn't a problem 6 years ago. Like, when did it become a problem we had to fix? I just can't get my head around that. Everything sold better last generation.
I just can't imagine the poor people still attached to that team that was meant solely to chip away at the Wii's dominance, but not by asking people to buy a system in $100. People already owning the system, buy this.
Yeah.
Get somebody into games who doesn't normally play games.
Yeah, well,
I just feel like that's no less a barrier of entry, because now you've got a point with this thing. Everything else is still buttons.
Yeah.
All you did was substitute a right analog stick for your entire right arm.
Right,
and I don't find
people are
going to
be like, "Oh, what's this big button? What's this X button? What's this circle
there's still
button?"
a shitload of buttons, so it's like
they're going to stop and look at the thing and be like, which one is square?
And then when
the
they
thing is,
stop
it's
and
like,
look, the camera's not pointed at the wand isn't pointed at the TV, so the camera's going to go nuts.
It's this idea that, like, no, it's not that you don't like shooters; it's that you don't like controllers.
Yeah. The controller is not the problem.
You don't want to be a gamer.
I think it was just a point of pride thing. Like, the Move lost to Kinect. Like, we can just say that now. Like, Move didn't sell nothing, but it didn't.
It was
Kinect
technically
is
successful.
It technically sold fine. It's just,
but not the Kinect was an actual sort of success.
and I'm not like shitting on Levine's decision to include it. It's like, no, go for it if you want to. So it isn't an option. I don't like the idea that people expect it. It's going to grow the audience. No, it's not. It will not do that.
I appeared on several podcasts, just publicly stating, like, I bet you I've seen the BioShock demo. I know where the Move implementation will be. Like, I was blowing people's minds. Went back and listened to this. Ken Levine basically said it. I didn't.
And we started playing around with it. And once we got past that initial anxiety that our game would translate well, we started seeing other opportunities, other ways to interact with the world, with Elizabeth, with the skyline, how you can move around in that space.
That was.
I'm going to hold it over my head.
Well, you're just going to whip it when you want to move.
Right.
And you're not going to point in any particular direction, and you're going to be Indiana Jones, is all I'm saying. Should I move on? I can move on. Sure. Number 4?
Number 4, Kinect. Know who loves Kinect? Kids paid to love Kinect.
This is so cool.
Jeez,
I really, really believe that.
Fist bump.
Love it. Love it. Disney Connect. Played it. It was probably... I played all the Kinect games in the Microsoft booth. Holy shit.
Yeah, we have a video of that. We haven't
I'm
actually...
trying to remember what Something Awful's take on this was. It was just like, wow, this is amazing. We've never played this before. Oh, don't worry. We'll get the big coin next time.
Yeah. They kept calling it no-fail gameplay. So, like, there's no real incentive to do anything.
So no stakes game.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It makes people sad to lose at games.
Where did that idea come from? Like, we all grew... all of us had to start playing a game.
Non-competitive soccer with no score, like that.
Yeah,
I
when
think
you're
it
like...
comes from just
Children.
a generation of game designers trying to get their parents into games, and their parents getting frustrating, and game designers saying, like, no, I have to make this game for Dad!
It's like we were all kids, and we all played games that we lost, and how many of us got deterred? Like, never.
I did.
Oh, the only people who didn't keep playing were people who just didn't care about the game in the first place.
Yeah,
And it just didn't click. Because there's just some people growing up like games just didn't click. They were like, I get it. I don't really care.
There are lots of people who just want to keep playing Bejeweled with no consequences
And that's
endlessly.
fine. Let them.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of people with a lot of money.
The Disneyland
Just
Connect
constantly
game.
trying to dupe them into buying other things just keeps grating on my nerves.
Yeah.
Oh, get the coins. Go through the door. Oh, we'll get those other coins next time.
That is also coming out this fall.
Yes, Gears of War Triple.
Man.
That was one of the better Connect. That Star Wars game, fucking abysmal.
Oh, really?
Like,
Imagine that.
It's absolute. It's so fucking off. It was. I told Andy as he watch this. We're gonna go take all these 5 demos, these professional rooms to developers. No, not one of these games will work. And they've been doing this for 3 days. Like, not one of them will work. I think part of it is that they were connected to camera, meant to detect a person.
Yeah.
And they were shooting them through a clear window into a live audience of E3 people walking around. So it was just detecting everything. But like, it was that Star Wars game. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. Holy shit. Move forward by leaning forward. Okay. You put your arms out too. Okay. And now throw your foot. Like, wow. To move forward? Like, that's what I have to do?
No, that's immersion, man.
Step forward, lean, and put your arms out.
Now anyone can play.
And what's the point of a Star Wars game? Lightsaber? Didn't fucking work. Didn't work, like, at all. Like, fucking terrible. It was so bad.
Isn't the timeline even like episode 1 in between 1 and 2
I think
or
it's
something?
a Clone Wars one.
Yet somehow Darth Vader was in that trailer, which
2 emperors. Was that not what it was?
I didn't
2 emperors?
I didn't see it.
Well, while we're on the topic, how about the Ghost Recon Future Soldier demo, where like the guy is basically pantomiming a Muppet?
Yeah, Jesus Christ!
He has
pose.
to. Yeah, well, the Jesus Christ pose when he's picking weapon mods, but then like when he's playing, he's just like holding one hand up for I can't remember what purpose, and then he's just like opening his other hand and closing it like a puppet mouth.
Yeah, he was
It's just a fire.
he was using force powers to fire.
Yeah.
Why would you
Just this
ever
idea
use
of
that?
like it'll be like Minority Report. No, it won't. It will not.
No, it
you know,
never will.
You know, what will be
Tom
fucking.
Cruise was organizing spreadsheets. He wasn't
Yes.
playing Star Wars.
Yes, like he was moving data around a screen. You're trying to navigate a fucking 3D world.
Well, same with that Mass Effect one. It's like, I don't know.
Speak an entire line of dialogue,
Yeah.
or I could just push the button.
Yeah. And
What
also,
the fuck is the point of that?
doesn't it fuck with your head that, like, what your Shepard, what Shepard
Yes.
says is you, but you say the thing Shepard doesn't say.
You say
his
the
suggestion.
selection text, which
Yeah.
is a summarization of the line he's going to deliver.
Yeah, that
And if
actually
I go, what do you talk like? If they go, somebody says something to me, and then ask Shepard, my choice is, I believe you, I don't believe you, and I go, I don't believe you. He's not going to say I don't
Yeah.
believe you. I'm not playing as Shepard. I'm playing.
That actually
It's another
disconnects
layer
you.
of disconnection, and like again, it's optional. It's just why the fuck is it there? I can't get my head around this at all. It just irritates the shit out of me that they're infatuated with this shit. And next year at E3, I can't even imagine it will be there at all.
I don't know about that. The one cool thing it was the Kinect Fun Labs.
And it's cute.
It's free, but it was cute. But it's like he said, it was to stimulate people. No one. They didn't say it outright, but like no one's using Kinect for anything substantial.
Imagine that.
I'm not willing to say that's impossible.
I don't think it's
so.
impossible
What they
either.
did is just it's a bunch of little games doing stuff no one's done on Kinect before. Like here, you could do this,
right?
Or you could do this, but none of you are,
right?
And I don't know. I had a good time with that.
The idea of experimenting with it is great. Like the same thing with Wii. Like 90% of the shit on Wii with motion controls is terrible. But there are a handful of games that like integrated it well. I've said it again. Red Steel 2 I thought was great because of the motion control. I really liked it. I actually thought Punch-Out, when you use all the shit together, you get out the balance board and the motion control, it's fucking really fun. Leaning, punching, jabbing.
Well, and each Mario Galaxy game had really cool, like, little moments of using the Wii remote in a
It's not
different way.
impossible, is what I'm saying. It's not. It may not be for me ever, but
can you guys not wait to start using Bing on your 360?
Yes, Bing, Google.
Yeah, I can't wait to not start using it. I really enjoyed not using it on PCs, and now I can have that same enjoyment on the 360.
You know what? I'm with Michael on this. Hold on. Let's do this.
Fist bump.
Yeah.
They did it.
Yeah, we actually
I'm a
really did it
witness.
that time behind the scenes.
Number three.
We
fisted bumps.
Satoru Iwata blue balling us with new console teeth.
That was ridiculous.
So, going into the E3, every one of us was like, so Nintendo, they're going to talk about the new console. Every fucking one of us could, like, that all day Monday during Microsoft, during Sony, in the back of everyone's mind is like, yeah, but what is Nintendo? Yeah, but I mean,
What about
Nintendo,
tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning, Nintendo. So, like, this is all the old stuff. So, what's Nintendo? Like, what's it going to It's like, this is a new Nintendo, so it's not going to be the Wii. It could be called Nintendo. I mean, what, are they going to show an HD's out? Like, I don't know. It was a huge unknown. And then it fucking starts with the Zelda Orchestra and 25 years of Zelda. It's just like, this is off to a great start, guys. Then they call Iwata out. By name, global Nintendo president. He walks out, and you're like, this is it. Like, Iwata's coming out with no other, like, there was no toss. There was
usually it's Reggie first, then Iwata.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, there was no, like, segue into the next segment. It was just Zelda, and now here's Iwata. And I'm expecting him to just come out and be like, all right, here we go. And he starts talking, and he just slowly talks. Then he brings up the new console, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. And the new console is going to be this, and it's going to be that.
I do have this. I think his biggest mistake, he used the word today, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It was that one thing, and I did raise the audience reaction a little bit. It wasn't actually this loud.
The new platform will provide
And you get the whole build up
deeper game
too.
Yes,
experience
this is the whole thing.
what even the most passionate gamer has realized.
Each one of these is a jerk of a hand job,
And it will offer
leading up to a
wider
climax.
appeal to gamers, wider even than for Wii. And as you will begin to understand this week, it will let everyone see games in a different way. We are going to leave the full details for a little later this morning, but
It's like you almost
it's
never,
cute in a way.
You almost never have that level of silence where everyone's like, "Yeah."
Because the way he made it sound at the time, like do you mean? I thought like only you were going to be able to find out about it in your private meeting. Like you brought us all the way here to not say anything.
Yeah.
After already announcing it officially. Fuck you.
Yeah, it was just like, you fucker. Why did you even bring it up? Because then like, and then it's like, oh, here's the 3DS part. I already know Star Fox's Kid Icarus are coming out. God damn it. But then Luigi's Mansion 2 was part of that announcement, so that was fun.
Well, the 3DS was gonna, if they did it first, like, that has to be the last thing. They talked about the same they did last year, like, 3DS. If they mentioned that before Epic Yarn and Donkey Kong Country, nobody would have cared.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't have mentioned it at all. I would have, like, waited.
I was he just did that to be a dick.
I mean, this is cringeworthy in a slightly more positive way. It wasn't as, like, a fuck you guys for doing it. It was just more of a, like, really on the edge of my seat, like, what?
So it seems like it seemed like a callback to the 2005 E3 when he just said, "And this is the revolution, and this is what it looks like." And that's all. And then he puts it back.
He puts it away.
Everybody's like, "Oh,
all right. We gotta move on. We gotta move on. What's the
number
next
2 is
Number 2.
AT&T announced.
Crap! I loaded up the wrong one.
Vita's wireless provider.
Dude,
that was a great moment.
That was so amazing, and this fucking audio clip does not capture.
No, it really doesn't.
We didn't use it we didn't use the clip in the story because you can't hear it too well.
There was so much, like, it was booze and then just like a cacophony of like mocking
scoffing
laughter.
noises,
like,
and
what? Oh my god! And like,
but there must have been
it was groans that turned into booze, that turned into laughter.
Oh my god!
That turned into applause somehow.
Yes.
Well, the audience plans were like, "Oh fuck, better earn my paycheck."
So many plants.
Well, then those
it's really getting old.
Those plants screwed up because they should have clapped right when he said AT&T. They shouldn't have. They should have known.
Maybe even
like
the plants were stunned.
All right, here, let's relive this.
Let's go back in time, shall we?
Okay, back in time to last week.
You spoiled it.
Kaz Hirai talking about 3G and Wi-Fi on the PS Vita.
PlayStation Vita will have both Wi-Fi and 3G Wi-Fi models for on-the-go entertainment. This will allow for everything from social networking to location-based gaming that help you find and meet friends for brand new experiences.
Yes, it could.
Now, of course, having such an impressive set of network features and ambitions requires the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. And we'll be partnering with AT&T as the exclusive carrier for PlayStation Vita in the United States.
Yeah, I mean,
hear a tiny bit of a boo.
I don't want to for the
No, there were legitimate boos.
I don't want to
Well, I loved Hirai's face when it said that. It kind of got this quizzical, half grin, cockhead,
he just held his arms out. I was pissed. What?
What's wrong with AT&T?
I know you have an iPhone. I know you have problems with it. Why would you announce that? Expect people to cheer? That should be hidden in your rider on the last page of a 54.
An exclusive AT&T too.
What part of Apple?
Jesus Christ!
Just the phrase "Apple exclusive provider" did not fucking sting you in the dick when you said it.
How disconnected can you be? Everybody knows AT&T is terrible. Everybody knows that, right?
Right. But why does everyone still stay with it?
They must have given
exclusivity.
Sony. They must have given Sony some real money for it.
Verizon has an iPhone.
But the only
contracts.
They're the only people that have they have iPhone and PSV. I want to leave now, but maybe I would want 3G on my.
Actually, that reminds me.
I think I do.
Doesn't Sony's PlayStation Suite, wasn't that made for Android?
It's made for Android. It's made for Android.
So doesn't that seem kind of weird?
AT&T has Android.
There's Android. They have Android phones too.
Yeah, I guess.
It's just for several years, it was all anyone wanted was an iPhone.
I won't bore you with it in Windows Phone, man.
Yes, we can both make fun
I
of you.
like my Windows Phone.
Good.
Guys. That Mango update is going to be great.
I agree with you, Henry. Throw it up.
Fist bump.
Yeah. I don't want to. I don't want to exaggerate the boos or play it up because lol Sony, but. Because when they announced the price, that was amazing. There was genuine applause. $250 is a great price.
Such a good price. Yeah,
I have no complaints with that. And the games I played Wipeout, Gravity. They were both fun.
Project Gravity. The sounds. You remember the sound
shapes?
Sound shapes. Really cool.
And
really
Super Stardust HD,
which I loved.
It's I actually am excited for that system. I have no immediate ill will towards it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a loud just mess of, like Chris said, boos, scoffing, noise, laughing, and then it just kind of it all happened in about 3 seconds.
Yeah, I started laughing.
But then the I guess like
the most I laughed at a press conference when they didn't want me to, next to the Nintendo press conference when they showed the Wii U demo, and Carolyn like uncontrollably screamed, "Why are you clapping?" And just like, no, first she said no more, like just stop it.
Yeah, when
Carolyn was not amused,
and then they whip out a golf club, and she just, "Why are you clapping?"
Yeah, when they showed like the golf club, the controller resting on the ground like a T.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like. Oh yeah, it's nice to see that you care this. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And I mean, well, I'll tell you why they're clapping, because I'm sure most of the people in those press conferences are like buyers for places like GameStop and Best Buy, and they're like, "This is gonna sell so much! Oh my god!"
Wii's gonna have its own iPad. It's beautiful. So we at number one?
We are
one.
This is the best one.
I wrote this entry.
This is the best one. Here we go.
And this absolutely epic fail right here. Yikes!
I missed every second of this.
Well,
because I was supposed to go to the Ubi press conference and decided I need to go back to the hotel and work on a schedule.
No. We had an emergency meeting.
And then I didn't even watch the live stream because I couldn't get it to work. So all the tweets I saw were something about, man, Mr. Caffeine's terrible. And I totally forgot about it. Then like 3 days later, people keep mentioning Mr. Caffeine. I didn't see it until this top 7 went up.
Wonderful. I mean,
I know, we're crazy at Ubisoft. We're crazy.
It was like the Neil Hamburger of like press conference MCs. It was so fucking beautiful. I was celebrating it. I want this guy at everything.
It was definitely a step down from Joe McHale.
He was, but
Joe McHale was
if I was Joe McHale, I'd never do that again.
The other thing about the press conferences that I don't know if any of you actually saw. I know Brett.
You were
did.
the only one there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys watched it.
I did watch half of it, and then I saw the
I was
like,
riveted.
Every time they were about to demo a new product, they like had this. But what if this? Because they were celebrating this
25 years.
Yeah, 25 years. Like, but what if this was around in 1987?
Let's
so they'd
go back in time, shall we? Doodle, doodle, doodle.
And then they'd show this big thing that was like, this is what it would look like on a Commodore 64, and of course it looks it looks better than 2D games do today.
Yeah, they even missed the point on that, and I just had to go through so many people. This is my favorite thing on YouTube, just this for 10 minutes.
Somebody put a beat behind that, Jesus.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, that's kind of the beat right there, just him doing that.
Oh, it's such a wonderful video. It's hypnotic. It's hypnotic.
Bass, though, Brett.
So it was also like he put up a screen of like, and you remember this, right? And it was an NES. He's like, and this, right?
And here's what Charlie Sheen looked like way back then.
That was pre-Tiger Blood,
Fuck,
folks.
I make that joke, and he sounds just like my impression of somebody who's bad behind a microphone.
Yikes! I loved his. Loved his
Hold
one.
my joy wand.
Yes, I'm not afraid to do a few dick jokes, people.
You know, shit that only happens in video games, right?
Right. So aggressive. He's like he just doubled down on the aggression instead of reading the room. Who didn't understand him.
I don't even know what this sound effect is. I did this in a hurry. I just labeled this one Mr. Caffeine sad.
Everyone do it with me. Diddle, 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 diddle. I said everyone go.
He gave up.
Not one
That was
person. Not
way late.
one person.
Yeah,
like,
that
come
was
on.
way
I
late
said,
in the
I said
thing.
everybody. Maybe they didn't hear me.
Come on, this gets the energy pumping so much. Those corporate retreats I run, guys. Come
Actually,
on.
I said everybody sounded rerehearsed to me. Like, it's like he knew nobody was going to join him.
Well, he's a performer.
Self-effacing.
He's a performer, so I guess he can tell the room hates him, and I guess you should give him credit for not giving up.
He never. Yeah. I thought I would
He
see
kept
this.
the energy high.
I want to see this again, but this time I want him to turn it up to 11. I really want.
Ubisoft conferences are always bad because they're so French and they just don't get it.
They do not get the
They
audience
don't know how
at
to
all.
be cool at all. At least this year it wasn't like, and now the laser tag fun time.
God.
Or
Speaking of Ubi, I'd like to, I don't know, maybe in the next segment, but their separate Wii U press conference that it was fucking really bad, which I would love to explain in the
Rayman Origins.
No, that looks great. I did see that finally. That looks fantastic.
they had good games.
Ubisoft all around. Like, I like this. I'm interested in what you guys do as a company. I love Assassin's Creed. Ghost Recon. It's not for me anymore, but I get it. It has its fans, and you maintain your fans.
Was cool.
The what? Which one?
Far Cry 3 trailer.
The Far Cry 3 trailer. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
And the Assassin's Creed trailer was really good. Like, I liked it quite a lot. But then it was the douchiest guy that's ever been on stage. He's like, after the Far Cry 1, he was like, I guess I know we're not to take the kids for vacation this year.
I looked away for a second, and I swear to God, Mr. Caffeine put a roofie in my drink. I swear to God that happened.
Oh, yeah, that was his sexist remark that didn't get in our thing, where he was like, 49% of gamers are women now, and 89% of them are hot. I've checked.
You can't play a DualShock with a pussy. Am I right, Hank? All right. This another YouTube user just started combining all his clips.
Tom Clancy's poop on your toothpaste.
Beautiful.
What was with the Tom Clancy shit?
Tom Clancy.
It's probably how he was coached.
Man, play some more of that.
That's all I got.
Tom Clancy's poop on your toothpaste. I know, we're crazy at Ubisoft. We're crazy.
You could just have a fucking robot him.
Hold my joy wand.
Just literally have him as a guest sometime.
People hated him so much that, like, we had like 60-something comments on it. At least 55 of them were saying, I hate Mr. Caffeine so much. Kill that guy. Like,
Jesus. That was
they didn't
amazing.
go that far. Don't hurt Mr. Caffeine.
We talked about this for too long.
But they were so,
Oh, wait, there's a contest this week.
What?
The World of Tanks people who sponsored last week's show.
I heard them say World of Tanks chant that quite a lot.
I know, it might be annoying, but I love
maybe not everybody sits next to it for 12 hours.
I know exactly what that game is from the title.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. We're gonna give away one, we have two. I'm gonna give away one this week.
We have two.
One, first prize. Mm-hmm. I have two to give away, fucking asshole.
Okay.
They're $100 remote control tanks that shoot things. They actually shoot things. Tyler Nagata is going to give away one in a weekend giveaway, and you'll get a prize pack with World of Tanks. But then I have a bunch of little, smaller tanks to give away that have like in-game gold and like early access to the game immediately.
Cool.
So we'll give that away. All I want you to do in the comments of this article is World of Tanks in all caps. I don't need an exclamation point. I know you're happy about it. And then we'll put you all in a running. Somebody will win the big prize this week, and then a bunch of you will win smaller tanks, and then we'll do it next week too.
World of Tanks. World of Tanks.
There should be a photo of us on the said tank.
That's true.
Somewhere.
That's true.
Where are those?
We have a really cool photo of all of us.
Oh, Brian's got it. All right. But next we're talking about a little game called Duke Nukem. And I'm not going to have any more up. Does anybody want to say anything else before the break? Because I really want to just throw into this. No? Good?
Killer Monsters.
I'm going to bring us back in with an old classic, the Duke Nukem Ass and Titties remix by my mentor, DJ Assault.
Titties, ass and titties. Ass, titties, titties, ass and titties. Ass. Titties. And titties. Ass, titties, titties, ass and titties. This
is Frank Shamrock, undefeated Ultimate Fighting Champion. You're listening to TalkRadar on GamesRadar.com.
Sir, put the device down and put your hands behind your head.
Whoa, but it's just my 3DS.
What? That doesn't explain why you're standing outside a preschool and peering in the window.
I'm just trying to meet new friends via 3DS Street Pass.
Street Pass?
This is Nintendo 3DS. Street Pass is our name for enhanced automatic local area connection between Nintendo 3DS devices, even when they're in sleep mode.
Oh, a Kirby hat. What does your personal greeting say?
I got candy.
Nintendo 3DS. It's a game changer.
TalkRadar, bitches.
All of a sudden, I could feel 100% evil come over me.
Whoopee! I'm going to GamesRadar.com, the official website of the internet.
Can you dig it?
then no.
Michael, why'd you steal them and put them on the floor?
Why'd you steal my headphones,
Because
Michael?
I could.
Coming into Talk Radar, what?
158, yes.
Segment 2. This is, dude, I just saw Digit-Pop, like the Game of Thrones theme, done 8-bit style. Ooh. Like that show, seen 1 episode.
Really? You should see more.
I read all the books. I was very, very happy with the first episode.
Yeah.
Very fucking happy. They left everything like the way it should be. All the nasty.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, we should take this start of the segment to thank all the people who came out to
that was
Lizzie's
great.
show at
That was
Meltdown
great.
Comics in L.A.
Sam, thank you for the posters and the booze. That was nice.
Boxing Marco.
Boxing
thank
Marco.
you
Happy
so much
birthday.
for those drawings. Those were great.
He looked unnerved. I'm like, I'm gonna get you something for your birthday, and we're in Meltdown Comics.
Oh, that's right.
And so I bought him the first issue of Kevin, the gay Archie character. And he, like, not even slightly amused, Boxing Marco. Like, not even slightly amused. What are you implying is the look I got?
I bought him some Batman.
Oh, you bought him something redeemable?
Yeah, well, it's like, he could have gotten me for more. Like, I was willing to buy him a trade or something. He's just like, no, I just want these 2. Okay, sure.
You know what, Michael? That deserves a
fist bump.
Yes.
My gift to him was accepting his friend request on Xbox Live. I'm not a person who likes. I don't like people knowing my Xbox Live name, but some people have found it. Don't want to say how they probably did.
It's Hank the Tank
shut the what?
Probably because you gave it to Boxing Marco.
No,
he sold you out, man.
Actually, now Boxing
Now you can
Marco's
find it through
friends
Boxing
will
Marco.
know it, and now they'll.
Oh, Henry, it's just
my
terrible.
privacy is gone.
It's just terrible. Oh, gosh. You'll have to accept more friend requests.
What's so important about your privacy?
I never play online anyway. I don't want to disappoint people.
We had elongated porn discussions. Like, what do you care about your privacy?
Just the annoying. The annoying part is when I'm watching Netflix and I get invites to play games I don't have.
You can set those notifications. You can set video notifications to off.
You can also set your status to appear offline.
And I'm still a little, because I'm too lazy to turn it off. But like, I turn on Netflix. 16 of your friends are using this app. Like, what? 16 of my friends are using a VCR or a DVD player. Like, do I really need to fucking know that?
Well, because you could then have your avatars watch a show together.
Now, the thing is, you can set the notifications. You can't set specific notifications.
No, you can set to video. So if I'm playing a game, they'll still come up. But if I'm watching any kind of disc or video, it won't come up. So I don't get watched. Twin Peaks doesn't get interrupted with. I almost said your fucking gamer tag.
Thank you.
Hank the Tank is now online. Like, I don't get any of that. But if I'm playing, say, Darksiders and screaming at it, I will get a Anus Justice.
Yeah.
Oh man, come on.
But anyway,
you misspell it anyway.
My requests are full.
Everybody was really cool there at the.
That was fantastic. That was really, really,
I
really
think
great.
that was
Should
a better
do more live events.
Yeah, even though that was technically a much smaller show than Lizzie's premiere show, as the Glowing Stars' premiere show.
Fucking a great attitude.
And it was. I like the atmosphere. Like, it was. You were much closer. It was more intimate.
And I took a lot of pictures.
Gabba art all over the walls.
I took a lot of pictures with people, and my only stipulation was, please tag me on Facebook. I haven't seen a lot of that yet.
I haven't seen any of the pictures that were taken.
Come on, people.
I took a lot of people took pictures with me, and
once that happens,
I would like to see them.
Yeah, once that happens,
fist bump.
Total fist bump.
Yeah. So new releases, games that came out.
Oh shit! I didn't gather those.
We've got 2. Well, there's like 2 weeks of.
I catch up. Should play. This is really cool because I didn't even know this happened. Charlie was in a Batman Arkham City preview.
Oh,
and somebody starts touching his butt. And he's like, "I'm not touching your butt. I'm putting something in your back pocket." And it was a fucking audio cassette, and we're all handling this thing like a rune that we have to what do we do with it? Does anybody have a tape recorder? There is not a fucking tape recorder in this office. There's not a tape player, but we finally got it. We pulled it off, and this is what we got.
Do not fret, Mr. Mayor. Everything is under control, I promise you.
It's not that I don't trust you, Hugo. It's just the headaches, the pain. They come all the time now.
Continue to take the medication. It is late, Mr. Mayor. You are tired. You need your sleep.
Of course, I need my sleep.
You will hang up now.
I will hang up now.
Imbecile.
I couldn't have put it better myself.
What? How dare you enter my office?
Oh, I'm not in your office. And please don't insult me by attempting to trace this broadcast. You will fail.
I take it I am talking to Mr. Edward Nigma.
Do you know of any other inmate in your twisted little penitentiary who is ingenious enough to arrange this little chat?
Narcissism, a compulsive desire to prove his intellect, and a predilection for riddles.
You've read my file.
Of course.
Good. Then let's get started. How do you attempt to understand what is going on in Arkham City when all of the answers are strange?
Yeah.
So wonderfully creepy. I don't know. I don't know if that's anywhere else on the internet.
Yeah. That is so many plot implications.
Yeah.
Like that the mayor, former head of Arkham, is now like basically being mind controlled by Hugo Strange, and that Strange
and
is
also being fucked with by Nigma
Yeah.
or Jim Carrey.
Man, I love Hugo Strange is a really underutilized villain in Batman. Just because he's like, I like that he's evil because he's a therapist or an analyst. Like, and when you analyze Batman, you destroy him. Like that's the message of it. And then he unlocks his secret identity. Like he's the only guy in that game who knows Bruce is Batman.
I agree.
You know, they confirmed today that there are challenge levels where you play as Robin.
Weird.
Tim Drake Robin.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm behind
Those are
that.
exclusive.
So we can do new releases.
Yeah.
We can do new releases.
Well, last week,
yay!
People put out games for some reason. I guess so they could not sell
like
and be
fools.
ignored. Such as Red Faction Armageddon, which
I haven't for game deals.
I've had a wow, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I saw even at Target that when I went to buy a Father's Day card. Reminder: Sunday's Father's Day, everybody.
Uh-oh.
Shit! I know it's too late to do anything about it now. You are capital fucked, Daddy. Oh, Daddy!
If you live close to your father,
I know, but
I don't. Although my dad sent me a message in Florida. 105 degrees today, Hank. Aren't you glad we're not there?
Yeah, I got that same hot today.
But what about Red Faction?
I think I saw it for Target had a bunch of signs up on various games that said buy one.
Sorry.
Said buy one get one 50% off, and I saw Armageddon, and I was like, no.
Well, our old pal Matt Keast gave it a 7. He thought it was good, but not that great. I think he missed the open world of
well, he didn't play Gorilla. He made
no, he borrowed Gorilla
did
to play it. He played it right before he played
okay.
the game.
Because, I mean, I loved Gorilla. It had problems, but, like, everything that I liked about it is taken away in Gorilla. Or in Armageddon.
Yeah.
They turn it into a linear corridor shooter. And it's funny because...
You think about it, though. And
I did.
Gorilla is the black sheep here.
It is.
Because Red Faction 1 and 2 are also linear corridor shooters.
I know, but they were first person, and then 3 was the one, let's play with it. And now they're playing with it again and making it a Gears game with a gun that takes what was fun about Gorilla, but most of the fun was replaying and finding new ways to destroy shit and being on the surface of Mars, and now you're underground, so it literally is just a tunnel.
Knocking
it literally
down,
is just a tube that you run through.
It was so fun to like knock down 10-story tall like chimneys on top of
Is that really not happening anymore?
Where are there going to be tall chimneys underground?
You're underground the whole game.
The whole game?
I mean, for one, the majority.
I hear there are moments. There are above ground moments, but yeah. It's
averaging 72, which I mean is about right. I that's what I felt it. God,
it's our 72 noise. Like we have 100 of these.
Since I clicked on it, went to 73 though. Do you have a 73 noise?
Look at that.
A battle of jellyfish?
No,
yes.
I don't. Oh wait, 73?
Yeah. Okay, that's a little better. GameSpot gave it an 8. Who cares? Me. 3D Juegos 79.
I love those guys.
Destructoid's a 7. IGN's a 7. So I mean, I want to play it. I do want to play because I do love the thing that they added, which they added so you can't fuck yourself, which is the gun, the wrist that undoes, the breaking and destroying everything.
I had heard it compared to Epic Mickey because you destroy things and then rebuild.
Oh
them.
boy!
I'm in now.
Yeah, maybe.
But I really would like to hear some other new releases.
Also Matt reviewed Hunted the Demons for it. I didn't look at the score for that one.
I thought that was a comic book. Even when I saw the trailer.
It's been heavily advertised on such sites as GamesRadar.com.
I know. That standee has been at like every convention I've been to in the last 3 years.
It's averaging a 62.
Yeah, that
I
is
feel like Bethesda was advertising it like it was another Obsidian, but it is not.
Mm-hmm.
Another Obsidian.
And then there was also
Dragon Glass.
Whatever.
Obsidian.
No, I'm talking about Obsidian. They're advertising them like they're Obsidian, the developer. That's what I was saying.
Good recovery. Good recovery.
I didn't misspeak.
You just you tucked and rolled there.
So wonderfully written, but horrible bugs.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yes. Keith gave it a 6, which seems to be on.
Yeah, it sounds right on.
Which
par.
we wrote so that we fell in line with Metacritic. Just so you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
I
he
couldn't
didn't
believe
post
that
it.
Cheryl reviewed Child of Eden, and that has like bias accusations on it. How the fuck Child of Eden getting an 8? It's a gorgeous game. It's not like anything else you'll play. Like
I saw people in the comments were like, "I don't understand what the fuck is happening. This game looks retarded."
It's awesome.
It's like
it is fucking gorgeous.
Do you have no imagination left?
I know
has
it's
Call
short.
of Duty just erased your imagination?
It's awesome. It's everything games should fucking be. It's beautiful.
And that came out this week.
Yeah. Well, since we were mentioning it, Child of Eden is averaging an 85, so it's doing very.
Man, we've been doing great at our job of keeping within Metacritic scores.
Or a lot of times people think along the same lines, and that's where you get an average from. Did you go to fucking basic math?
No,
has somebody been harping on us recently?
No, just that whole.
Just there were a couple people griefing Cheryl's review. Like, I can't trust reviews here. Like, in Child of Eden with an 8 is where you pick to is to do this.
And also, you can't trust reviews here. That's why you come here and read reviews.
yeah, that too.
I'm sorry.
I read all these reviews I don't trust just to remind me how much I don't trust them.
I've been burned too many times. I was totally going to buy Child of Eden, but now that it's an 8,
it's like how I try coleslaw every time to remind me how much I hate it.
There was also the Green Lantern game came out last week, which they have yet to send us a copy.
You know what's a better superhero game?
What's that?
Infamous 2.
Infamous 2. Good segue,
that's
Michael.
Out this week.
No, that's out last week.
It was out last week.
Was it out last week?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I've been dragging my feet on the review, and there are 2 excellent reasons for that. The first is that we did not get a review copy until Thursday, just before E3 started.
When you were filming.
Yeah, when we were filming. So Thursday, Friday, completely eaten up. Saturday, I played through some of it, and then Sunday we left for E3. And I actually brought a PS3 along.
You were such a trooper.
But then, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you're going to do that." And then I didn't bring an HDMI cable, and it turned out that's the only kind the hotel TV would take.
Which I would not have thought that. I thought it'd be the other way around.
Exactly. And so then we get back, and nobody wants to review Duke Nukem Forever except Michael, who has a vague interest. So Duke Nukem's probably going to generate more interest. So I'll jump on that grenade.
Well, no, when Infamous,
this was exit only.
When Infamous was already,
he's tickling a giant asshole with his finger when he says that.
Wow, that's not even really like a double entendre for something.
Exactly.
Well, anyway, but also Duke should have gone up first. If Infamous was already going to be late thanks to E3, Duke should be. If you can get Duke on time, then that's the right choice.
Exactly.
I think they kind of did Infamous a disservice. Everybody on PSN gets the first Infamous for free.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning too busy to get on Infamous 2.
Yeah, but I would be too busy playing Infamous 1 to buy Infamous 2.
So what's the story with Infamous 2?
It's an 8.
That's higher than the last one,
That's
right?
the score, Michael. I need the story.
That's one better than you gave it last
story
time.
In 4 paragraphs, go!
Yes, the story is that Cole goes to New Marais after the Beast shows up and destroys Empire City, and he gets new powers, and Zeke is actually likable, and he gets Zeke. 2 female sidekicks. Yeah, but the thing is, I hate him too. But then in this game, he actually becomes sympathetic. Like, he is not such a dickbag.
Okay. He doesn't look like a cast out of Outlaw Tennis. The Xbox.
He still looks like it.
Wow.
He doesn't act that way.
Was that too accurate?
No, that's really good.
Struck a very specific part of my brain.
I mean, you get a lot more and more diverse powers to play around with. The enemies are more diverse. You're not being shot at constantly. The city's more interesting to explore, although you'll move pretty slowly unless you stick to the rooftops and grind power lines everywhere.
Which is what I did. So is it an actual improvement over the last?
I think it is. Yeah.
Okay.
I think everything about it is an improvement. I really like it.
Because you didn't like the first one as much.
I liked it, but I thought it had a lot of problems.
Yeah.
In the great Prototype Infamous War, you came down on Prototype.
Yeah, that's true. And I still stand by that. I still like Prototype better. I think it was an overall more fun game. But I think Infamous 2 is just a big improvement. I'm actually saying it's better than Prototype. But I have noticed a weird trend that it seems like other reviewers, some of the ones who really like I forget who it is who starts out the review by saying well, Infamous 2 has a pretty tough road to hoe coming out after such a beloved game as Infamous 1, but
really?
Yeah. But then it's like, and it's not as good at all. So it's like, is there some sort of weird scale here where if you liked Infamous 1, you won't like Infamous 2, and vice versa? I don't know.
I think someone just needed an intro.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's a good
But
intro.
I need 50 words.
They said, specifically, it's it's not as good as the first one.
But I had heard the opposite. It was just more. It was more the same and not enough.
I've heard people say that, but there's a lot that's different.
Yeah.
So, even Something Awful was this should stand next to Crackdown 2 on the stage for unnecessary sequels. And, but it does so much more than Crackdown 2 did. Crackdown 2 was just here's the same city, but wrecked. And we added zombies.
Yeah.
And, okay, Infamous 2 added zombies, sort of. And they're they're these kind of mutant swamp monsters that, just run around and act like fast zombies.
All right, I'm in.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it than that. It's not just more of the same.
It's another weird thing I just thought of now that, the Activision franchise, they're actually taking more time for that sequel than the Sony franchise.
Yes, which is weird.
Isn't that so weird? I thought Prototype was going to be annualized, right when they put it out, but they're putting that out in 2012.
I saw a glimpse of it. You know what's different about this Prototype? Bosses.
Oh.
Instead of, what was it before? You encounter a thing, and then lots of other things come at you repeatedly. Now there's, actually giant bosses, and I never get tired of those, just drippy tendril kills.
It's also a difference in Infamous 2.
Yeah?
That there are actual bosses because they're monsters. It's now here's a giant monster and then you're going to have to fight it. It's not just and it's not just the, Infamous 1 had 3 boss fights, one at the end of each island. There's a little more to it than that, and there's mini bosses. And
other than motion control stuff that annoyed me at E3, I'm almost sick of giant bosses. Sort of.
Getting there.
I'm just because it is cliched. Yeah, I know you guys can make a big boss.
X-Men Destiny, their
Shadow
demo,
Colossus
they're just here's a big boss.
Here's a giant.
I had to fight this giant boss. Yeah, and you're okay, giant boss, do the 3 things I'm waiting for you to do, and then I'll punch you 5 times.
And then Zelda Ocarina comes out this week on 3DS. Those were always giant bosses.
Yeah,
always. And it's just occurring to people in games now.
Difference is these giant bosses you can throw cars at them.
I do like
that's one. That's one of my favorite things about Infamous 2, and I keep forgetting to bring it up. So thank you for reminding me. The
infamous sound
cars.
Effect. There we go. That is Cole's
also
Zap Power. Zap Power.
Alice Madness Returns.
Jesus, that didn't fare very well.
Week, yeah,
it's averaging a 71. That's one of those weird games where there was no Alice stuff for a decade. And then they announced it 3 months ago, and now it's out. That happened so fast.
They have the presumptuous title of Returns as if, dude, nope, our audience, I guarantee they don't know about Alice.
They weren't waiting for it.
Yeah, they don't know that another Alice happened or why she's returning.
And I wondered why when they put all that work and, EA was treating it as kind of a big deal, and then they launch it during E3. I was that's a real proof of
aesthetically,
no
it's beautiful, and then I just was watching a little bit of man, just a fucking platformer that's learned nothing from the last 5 years.
Well, meanwhile, Shadows of the Damned was scheduled for E3 week, and then they delayed it to the 21st, which is a much it gives it some space.
I think it's out the same week as Fear 3 or something.
Yeah,
it's still somehow up against another game in June.
Yeah, when July and August are dead.
Yeah, they're dead.
Also this week came out the Transformers Dark of the Moon.
Dark of the Moon.
I didn't get it. I would have probably reviewed it if we had the time, but we didn't get it until the day of launch. So it's off with a freelancer. But what I played of it was nice. High Moon Studios knows how to make a good Transformers thing, but this is them. I think this is them at really 60% or 70% of their abilities.
That's probably how far they were able to get through the game before the deadline cropped up.
Yeah, they're no, this has got to come out now. We'll just cut these multiplayer things in this last stage. Just put it out.
Until we get the GoBots license, there's really nowhere to go.
War for Cybertron 2, that's when they're going to really put it together.
I hope so.
All right.
I hope.
All right.
They haven't even announced that. I bet because I don't know if it even exists. I want it to.
They'll probably announce it like in January.
Wait, let's get
to
Duke Nukem.
It's time for Duke.
Holy shit! Yeah. I did not expect the backlash.
The backlash.
I mean, I did. I've been saying like I don't know if anybody still cares. I don't know if we still need a Duke Nukem. I don't know what he does for games.
It had to come out, so it couldn't just sit there mostly complete.
Yeah.
Although,
well, it could have. In 2009, they could have just let it die.
And I didn't realize until I saw somebody had linked to like 2K's spokesman. Like,
oh, we're gonna get into this?
No, not that part. But if you want, I don't care. But like,
well, let's cover the game first.
But it's just that they said, no, we didn't. We just executed pre-existing ideas.
Yeah,
that 3D Realms put in place.
Yeah, like, we didn't remake it. We didn't add anything.
They didn't add, but that like you're distancing yourself from the game. You're releasing.
It's not a good sign.
It's not a good sign.
I mean, you can tell because I played the first 2.5 hours or so, and it was just really poorly paced. The first 20 minutes, there's an opening where you fight a boss, and then it's like that was on the TV, and now you're back in Duke's mansion, and there's like 15 minutes or so of just walking around, and it's boring as shit, and like really crappy sex jokes that like the recurring theme ends up being like they're not jokes, they're just references to jokes, and it's not funny, and that's like the biggest offense is like
it's absolutely epic fail right here.
I didn't review the game, so Michael can speak to it better. But like the thing that got me the most about just what I played, and then what's come out from all the YouTube videos and all the other shit that's come out, is just like this game spent way too much time being obsessed with the sex jokes. And how offensive can we make an abortion or a rape joke? Like how, when it's like Duke Nukem 3D, that was the icing on the cake. Like the guts of it was a fucking fun first-person shooter that with cool weapons,
with exploration,
really cool level designs, play with the environment. And this game got so fixated on, well, he said a lot of you see strippers, and he makes a lot of like crude remarks, and he's just fucking Ash from Evil Dead. Like he just says his one-liners, and they just fixated on that. So now all these things you can do in the environment. Here's a pool table. It's the crappiest pool table you've ever seen. Here's a pinball machine. It's the worst pinball machine you've ever played. It's like these things were funny and interesting in 1995 or whenever 3D came out. I actually don't know that off the top of my head, which is strange.
Well, it's 1996
for 3D.
Yeah.
Oh, so close.
And Forever was announced the following.
Yeah. 97. So like those were fun and interesting at a time when FPSs weren't doing that. Like Doom, Quake, you'd run through the levels and there was nothing but shoot. And Duke had a little bit more fun around it. And that's why it was interesting. This one just spent so much time, like, now I'm in a castle and there's tits everywhere. And the girl's blowing him in the first 2 minutes. Like, what the fuck? And then he's not a parody anymore. They actually think he's funny. And so all the evil, despicable shit he does and says, they're like, that's not why he was funny.
To be fair, he does reference a lot of old internet memes.
God.
Like, when he shoots a pig cop, he says, pork chop sandwiches.
Good God.
I looked at this as like someone who goes out of their way to restore a long-lost movie.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it was lost for a reason.
Yeah.
Not very
like
interesting.
It was lost on purpose.
Yeah.
Like Superman 2, the Donner
like Superman
cut.
2. Like, I remember, it's going to be amazing. Like, nah, it's still pretty much Superman 2. And
yeah.
Well,
this green screen isn't convincing.
Yes.
I gave Duke a 6, and it was actually... I spent about 20 minutes just at the last minute agonizing over the score. It's like, is this a 5 or is it a 6? And I ultimately decided it's like, well, it's not that the game is bad. It's that it's got a lot of boring stretches. It's very average. And it just tries to ape other average games. And it just, like, it's not terrible. Like, I never was miserable playing it, but there are points where it's just like,
just out of curiosity, how do you think it would have fared if Duke Nukem wasn't in it?
Terribly.
Yeah. Probably. I
don't think people would be defending it in comments.
Exactly.
That's the thing. And there are people who in comments who are like, well, reading all these reviews, it's clear that, the critics are just
they
mad
don't understand.
It's not, or that they're too nostalgic for the original and they don't realize it's just the same thing. It's like, no, it fucking is not, you fucking ignoramus. Ooh. Because, okay, here's one thing. I illustrate in my review, I use the toilets as an example. The toilets are the perfect example because in Duke Nukem 3D, toilets were there. You could go up, you could piss in them, you could destroy them with like a pipe bomb or a kick, and then you could drink the geyser of water that came out for health. and maybe like, you'd blow up the wall behind it and reveal something cool. And in this, it's just like toilets are just there for you to piss in. They're indestructible.
Yeah.
And that's the joke.
And there's a turd in it.
There's a turd in like 2 or 3 of them. You can fish it out. Perfect. You can throw it around. Duke will say kind of funny things. You can throw the turd into a fan and...
What's he say?
Nothing.
No shit hitting the fan?
No!
What?
No achievement, no quote, no nothing. You just... I mean, it's kind of funny that like it knocks the fan around and... The turd goes flying, but
it's just like that's it. Isn't that funny? Like, no, it's not funny. And then that was the gun. All the controls, just everything felt really old, and it looked like crap.
Did it make you both sad?
It made me a little sad.
Yeah.
I still think Duke 3D is fun to this day. But
it still is fun.
No, I get it. I get Duke 3.
But it's just this is like I think a good part of my anger was just because the game itself. It is kind of fun, and it has really good moments, and it gets better after the first few hours, but there's just a sense of, okay, you guys spent 14 years on this, and this is what you came up with.
And is there any way not to feel that with anything that takes 14 years, though? Like
that's
it feels like
if it was good,
it feels like it. When I was playing it, it felt like no, this was actually only in development up to like 2003. And then nothing was done
and then
until Gearbox took it.
Well, until roughly like 2006, 2007, they restart. They basically, I remember reading a blog post by I think it was the same artist who like leaked a bunch of screenshots in 2009.
Ex-employee,
yeah, who came on and said like, well, when I came onto the team, it was very clear that they'd just been dicking around for years. Nothing had been done, and so me and a few other people, like we kind of pulled all these assets together and like, yes, we're finally getting this underway. We're finally putting this into a workable game, and then the plug got pulled.
Man. Well, I read it. Wired did a very interesting post-mortem on it when it seemed like it was dead, and one of their biggest points was like a few times they felt like this is it. We had a great showing, time to send it live, and then George Broussard, the guy in charge of 3D Realms, he felt so competitive. They were based in Austin or in Texas, and they felt very, very competitive with id, which isn't surprising. And then id would put out Quake 3, and they're like, our game doesn't look as good as Quake 3. Scrap everything. We're redoing the whole engine. It has to be Quake 3.
You're calling Duke Nukem Forever like Brian Wilson's smile.
Yeah.
Maybe so, yeah.
Another good analogy from me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yes. Yeah, and also just thinking about the differences between Duke Forever and Duke 3D. That like this is where part of the problem is that like Duke 3D you could carry basically all the weapons at once. Here you're limited to 2, like in Halo.
Yeah,
you have a regenerating shield that's very fragile. That like you can take a couple blasts from an Octobrain and then you have to run behind cover, which isn't what Duke should be doing.
Duke's a fucking badass.
Exactly,
that should carry every gun he finds.
Exactly,
it's missing the point.
And
the whole game is missing the fucking point.
And the loading screens. I haven't played the PC version yet. I hear the loading screens are like 10 seconds long on PC. On 360 and PS3, which I just played for the first time, they're just like they're between 30 and 60 seconds.
It's a long.
Yeah, and they pop up between every level, every time you die, which will be a lot toward the end of the game during bosses.
Oh my god!
While you're figuring them out, and it's just, and also the PS3 version looks like ass even compared to the 360 version. Like there's this weird shiny blur over everything.
No, that's sad.
Jeez.
Yeah. But on this topic, there was the story of because the reviews were coming out, and like Destructo gave it a 2, and IGN was a 5.5, and one up gave it an F.
The Ars Technica guy Ben Kuchera really hated it too.
He also hated it. Posted a story, and then the Redner group, the PR group that represents 2K's games,
represented.
Used to represent. That guy tweeted, "Always bet on Duke" was the hashtag. Too many went too far with their reviews. We're reviewing who gets games next time and who doesn't based on today's Venom. Oh shit! Which is like basically saying we're going to punish you for me giving our game bad review. And then he's like, no, not bad review. Just like you guys seem to go out of your way to be mean. And it's like, do you think any game reviewer who gets to a point where you would notice them cares enough.
People
to
were
be
smiling.
mean.
People were smiling about this game coming out. Like
Yeah.
there was. I think there was still good favor.
Also, maybe some people were like more openly mean just because like Duke's whole thing is like take no prisoners kind of attitude and in your face and stuff, and maybe that's why they had such a strong reaction to it.
I felt like the lone wolf, like saying like let it go. You
just
have
funny,
to let this go.
That's the game that this guy that the Redner group would tweet about that way. Like that's the game you're going to go to bat for. The one that's clearly not that great and is
Duke Nukem.
Just joke, not even jokes in poor taste. It's just
Duke
not
Nukem
a joke.
3D was edgy, but it was also groundbreaking.
Yeah,
there was something
where
to
this
it.
one isn't, and like it's just game edgy, which is so fucking like.
Nah.
Oh,
it's
God.
a thing that
How
had
do you
to
describe
happen.
it? It's like Mr. Caffeine rated R.
Yeah,
like
it's
that kind of edginess.
Somebody compared it to like disaster movie and things like
Yeah.
that.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's like, well, the way it portrays women. I was just thinking about this. I think part of the thing is the reason nobody minded this in Duke 3D is because it's more simplified, and like the women are just strippers who stand around. You can pay them, you can shoot them,
and
whatever.
they basically have 3 frames of movement.
Yeah. So it's like, it's not really it's edgy. It's not offensive or anything. But the women in this are so fucking annoying. They are all squealing cunts. They are all uniformly depicted as morons.
Yeah.
They are all squeaky bimbos.
And then they walk like 80-year-old women. Like, like the one that's blowing you gets up. It's like, oh, Duke, blah blah blah,
Yeah,
and
and
then walks away, and like her fucking like lurch in her
Well,
shoulders.
she lurches, and then there's like that moment where like the animation freezes after each walk cycle.
It just looks a mess.
Yeah.
On Michael's request, I went and just grabbed some audio from the Hive level.
Right.
I don't even remember how I had these put in any order. We already heard.
I thought this was exit only.
That's him tickling an asshole to get through a door.
With his finger.
This one's titled Abortion. Wait, I think I want to do this one.
Duke, what's happening to us?
Looks like you're fucked.
Thanks, Duke.
While they're being impregnated by aliens.
They are impregnated.
And writhing in pain.
This is one thing. I think I think
This
some
is
people
spoiler territory here.
Yeah, there's spoilers here, but I think some people actually misinterpret this as actual on-screen rape, where the thing is, it's like there's alien impregnation.
More metaphorical rape.
No. It's literal, but it's mouth rape. Like they make that clear. It's with these face hugger
that's any
creatures.
better? Like
it's with face hugger creatures who look like ball sacks.
Right.
And
So
you're
and we don't call it rape in
But the thing
alien
is-
film.
No, it's a triple F. It's a forcible face.
The
fuck.
thing is that you've got there are all these women who are basically captive breeding things. You can see the glowing aliens in their tummy. And what's especially creepy is this is the only part in the game that features bare tits.
Yeah.
Like the strippers are wearing pasties, but the women who are confined are, just have their tits out. And the thing is that like they're writhing, and a lot of them are like stuck into these things that look like giant dicks that are also writhing. So it's really easy to look at that and misinterpret it as sex is happening now.
Yes, because they're writhing.
Well, that's clearly the joke they're going for.
I just
either
saw
way.
a YouTube video of somebody playing, and like he just fucking melees her in the face. It's better off this way, baby.
They weren't human anymore.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did you a favor, toots. Oh, and more women crying. Thanks, Duke. I just titled this clip "Abortion." I don't know what it contains.
And it's weird because it's like it's such a dark moment in that fucking game where it's like it's relatively lighthearted, and then like, oh, I'm killing women.
Let's see how this. What's this? The world's smallest violin.
You bitch, you shouldn't have been asking for it.
And it's just like his whole character is they're taking our women. Oh, nuh-uh. And then he finds all the women being impregnated with alien babies that they stole, and even the 2 girls that he's been protecting the whole game, and he's just like, who cares? I'll shoot them all in the face and start from scratch. Like,
I think it's really a metaphor for interracial love, and he's killing
Henry, I definitely agree with that. I do.
He can't stand that they've been with other people.
He's embracing the
and-
dark other, right?
Well, to be fair, he doesn't have to shoot them in the face. You can just wait, and they'll explode and send alien babies everywhere.
So it's just a gameplay mechanic. Just you got to shoot him in the face just to make the game better.
Yeah, but then 2K let the Redner group go for that tweet because what's funny is that happens from time to time. A company will get mad at a bad review.
It's not rare.
Because I have been personally called out. I've been yelled at, you fucker, how dare you review our game.
Yep.
And then
we demand a re-review.
And now,
we're like, yeah, right.
And then they're like, well, you're not getting our games for X months. It's like, fine, whatever. Like, do you think that really hurts anybody? Like, it just makes you look like a shithead.
Your game got a 6 or a 5, no one cares about it.
Yes, like, no one is so off base that they're doing that.
Well, I do think Kotaku maybe had the right idea there. Like, when a company says, you're not getting our games for X months, it's like, okay, I'm going to run a story that you said that.
Yeah.
I'm going to quote you, and I'm going to just do it without additional comment. I'm not going to say, oh, poor us.
Right.
I'm just going to say, hey, look, this company doesn't want to send us our games because of this review, or their games because of this review.
Yeah.
I do love that.
It hurts them more. Like,
I just don't like. It's like, you can't do that anymore, right? Like
that whole ass shit, man.
That is
it's
some
the internet
whole
now.
ass
That's
shit.
going to be all over the place.
Whole ass shit.
in the magazine world, in the olden days, they could do that. Like, and they did. Like a lot.
Yeah, they did. But yeah, and then inevitably, because you're a website with people looking at it, eventually they're like, all right, never mind. Here's some games. Like, can you please review?
All right. That's Duke Nukem got a number 6. Speaking of Duke Nukem, it's time for game deals. Guess what, Duke Nukem fans? A lot to look forward to. $20 coupon from Kmart with the purchase of the game at $60. It shouldn't have been $60.
Yeah,
and I know there's people recouping their losses.
Oh, and the multiplayer.
If it wasn't, it would have been acceptable. There's
multiplayer is absolutely dismal.
Fuck,
well,
we should scrap that shit.
That's got the slap the girl multiplayer.
We should
right?
that multiplayer has to be fucking
really annoying.
Terrible.
It's capture the flag,
okay,
but the flag is a girl you drag.
You drag her over your shoulder, and then like she'll constantly go like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And then she'll like wave her hand in front of your face, and you'll have to hit the button to slap, which is slap her ass. Although you don't see that, I guess other players would see that, but you know,
slapping.
I just hit the button and the hand disappears.
Well, you get a $20 off coupon from Kmart. Kmart also has Red Faction Armageddon and Dirt 3 PS360 for $39.99. Good prices. Duke Nukem Forever Balls of Steel Edition on Tiger Direct is listed at $59.99. Normally, it's $90 on Amazon right now, but it's a giant special edition.
Yeah, pity you people who paid for that. It comes with a bus.
It comes with poker chips, cards, like radioactive dice, I think it says, a comic, 100-page book, postcards, tons of stickers.
Well, if you're thinking about it, just note that PC Gamer gave it an 8, so and they're much better regarded than we are.
Yeah.
Whatever. A pox on them.
Oh, I also see Infamous 2 and LA Noire are $44.99 at buy.com.
My 2 favorite games lately.
Yes. Best Buy also. Best Buy has a 160 gigabyte PS3 for and then you get a $100 coupon.
Wow.
And this is interesting. Best Buy really upping their pre-order ante. At Best Buy, you pre-order any of the following 5 games and get a $100 game certificate. NCAA Football 12, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, Madden 12, Resistance 3, Gears of War 3, FIFA 12, Forza 4, Just Dance 3, Arkham City, Uncharted 3, Battlefield 3, Skyrim, Assassin's Creed Revelations, Modern Warfare 3, and Rage. Any 5 of those, you'll get a $100 coupon.
Wow, any 5? So I spent almost $300 fucking dollars.
Those are 5.
These are all games. Like I'm probably
I'm
gonna
get most of those.
It's if you're a pre-order type, which I'm not,
especially in
because you know what, all these games I probably won't encounter a shortage. I'll be able to buy them anywhere I want the second I want them.
I'm still gonna pre-order them on Amazon though.
Yeah, pre-order is like something like you really got to love that company because it's. Doesn't mean anything.
They cut the price every time.
Like Vice City was the last game I went to go buy, and they were out of.
Yeah.
Target. If you buy Call of Duty Black Ops, you will get Modern Warfare 2 for free. That's cool.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Amazon has buy one get one 50% off on select games, and they also have Just Cause 2 for $16.
What?
Yeah, that's cool.
That's a steal.
That's cool. A bunch of Namco shit is cheap as balls at GameStop. Tekken 6, Enslaved, and maybe Splatterhouse are $16.99.
I think Enslaved is maybe worth that.
Enslaved's like almost my game of the year.
Enslaved is worth that.
But it's only because I don't care about telling you what my game of the year is. That's why I'll choose Enslaved. Those are game beers.
Wasn't Epic Mickey your game of the year last year?
Oh, yeah, it is. That Enslaved.
Do as I say. Save a
So you
little
do
money
care
for
about
a
I
rainy
enslaved
day.
an Epic Mickey
So,
today.
your ideal game of the year would be Enslaved Mickey.
Yeah, just the stuff you don't want to
Mickey
play.
and chains.
So is that there? Wednesday when we're recording this, there was an Amazon buy one get one 50% off.
Yes.
Is that over by Friday? I guess.
No, I don't think it
I
is.
still
It's just I
don't.
don't know the exact games.
Yeah,
I
it's a big list of
It
pretty
was good.
Yeah, I didn't want to list off all the games.
It was like New Vegas and Heavy
no, it was
Rain
a bunch of
and-
stuff that's coming in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain. Oh,
You want to go back?
Homestead Ryan.
I don't really know what else I'm supposed to do now. Remember the World of Tanks contest. I want to give away that
Yeah.
shit. I really appreciate those guys sponsoring us.
What were you going to go into next?
That's it. That's for me. I got nothing.
I just wanted to bring up two things, like
Please.
relating back to E3 briefly.
Are those your notes?
So I didn't forget because I knew
It's
I
very
would.
cute.
One is I don't remember which E3 podcast it was, but it was one of them. I was like, oh man, that Skyward Sword demo sucked balls and it looked like shit and whatever.
I think it was this one.
I don't remember.
What? You said that you didn't like it this time either.
Not in this podcast, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't like it this year.
Yeah, I said last year what I played I really liked, but then this year my booth tour was. You always make appointments. Nintendo will take you around and show you all the games that they're showing that year,
And
I get that every year.
Thank you for doing an interview with me about Skyward Sword. I really appreciate that.
It took a lot out of my day.
They had too many games though this year.
Yes, looking for the Skyward Sword interview that Chris did of me. It's really good.
So we reserved an interview and they're fucking nice booth. Like, oh yeah, no one's going to talk to you.
No.
So, sweet, I'll just interview Brett.
Yes, it's like seriously.
We had a choice, like interview. I will play a developer, or I'll just interview you like you're a stranger.
So maybe we'll just embed it in the page. I don't know, but please just pretend to care and look at it. But the demo this time, I was like. I didn't get to see Skyward Sword at all. Like my booth tour, the guy was like, "You got 20 minutes, man," and he's like laughing about like, "Sorry, it's just so busy here." And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like this is the 6th one of these I've done in a row, and it's never been less than an hour. What's the fuck is with 20 minutes?" And meanwhile, you're showing 4 brand new 3DS games and Skyward Sword and all the Wii U stuff. Luckily. I was in a group that got to see the Wii U stuff right after the press conference, so I already saw all that. Otherwise, we wouldn't have any coverage of it. So finally, the next thing I do after that is an appointment with their head of fucking PR. Nintendo of America, head of PR. And in that, I'm like, yeah, I didn't get to play any of this shit because you told me I had 20 minutes. And he's like, are you, what? Oh, no, you should definitely go back down there and just tell them, like, blah, blah. I'm like, do you think they listen to anybody? I have contacts coming out of my ears at Nintendo, and they're all great people. None of them were running the
show booth.
The people at that booth were, man.
There was one person down there that I knew, and she's cool, but she can only do so much. She can only say, yes, I'll find someone, but, like, that's not her job.
One of the 700 women chained to Mario 3DS, like just the sweetest person in the world, but clearly not coached in the ways of people. Like
No,
they're either models or Craigslist.
And I'm like, what part of Brett Elston not seeing the new Zelda game does not resonate with you as incorrect? Like, it's not a do you know?
Here we go.
It's not a do you know who I am? It's just like, no, really, like, I know all you guys at Nintendo, and you all know I have Zelda tattoos, and you know that I really give a shit, and it will take a miracle for me to say anything negative about Zelda in my life, except for Majora's Mask, because it sucks, but whatever.
Easy.
You should just whipped your shirt off and be like, look.
No, it's just,
look
it didn't
at
make any,
this.
it was more just like, where does 20 minutes come? What?
Yeah.
So then when I brought it up to them, they're like, oh, yeah, absolutely not. Go back up there. So I go play Skyward Sword, and I'm like, one, I'm irritated that
But
I
they
had...
barely even let us in.
Yes,
Even-
I'm irritated that I had to ask, can I please play fucking Skyward Sword? I've never had to ask these questions in my life. Like, why this time? Like, I was there for the launch of the Wii when they first revealed it. It wasn't hard then. And I know this is a new console announcement, but I've gone through that with them, and it wasn't hard then. Anyway, I finally played Skyward Sword, and I'm like, man, this really looks bad. Like, the graphics are blurry and messy. And
it's a water cooler color.
Oh, I know, I know the filter, but it's just like it's meant to look like a Van Gogh painting and just watercolory and right in between Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, like not squat and silly, but still not dead serious and hyper detailed like Twilight Princess look. Hyper detailed is a strong word, but you know, with belts and shit on them.
Yeah,
every buckle is visible.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
And I'm playing like the motion controls. This is not as good as I remember. I'm fighting a boss who like grabs the sword out of your hand and like throws it away, and I'm supposed to be getting in a sword fight. Like, this is tedious and annoying, and I feel like I'm just waving the remote, begging for it to hit anything. And it looks like shit. And then I play a part where you're flying on the back of the bird, and it's all motion control flying this bird. And I'm like, this is boring. I don't care. And then I played Mario 2 instead.
That's an accident.
And I just got really frustrated. I'm like, are you fucking serious? This cannot be the game they're going to ship. Because I hate what I'm playing right now. I fucking hate it. And then I realized, a couple days later, I'm like, well, wait a minute. Because later that night they had the Nintendo Roundtable, which I always love going to those things because they're really, which feeds into the next thing I want to bring up. Because they bring out Miyamoto, they bring out Iwata, they bring out people that
Eiji Aonuma.
Aonuma, they bring out people and they talk about it. They pick a topic and they go over it, and it's the most relaxed. We're going to chat. We're all going to talk about here's what we're doing with Mario, Zelda, and it's not a pitch like, here's what we're doing with the game. It's going to be amazing, guys. It's just like them really talking. Like, it's the kind of it's like a level of intimacy you never get, and it's great. I love every year. I look forward to those things. It's in the same room every time. So when I walk in, I'm like, I'm here.
Now I watched clips of it from the Nintendo's E3 page.
They're really nice. And I told the story about how Mario got his raccoon tail and how it flew. I told that in one of the E3 podcasts. Yeah. But as I'm watching it in there, I'm like, wait, the graphics look way better, and it does not look like shit. What the fuck was going on with what I saw? And then I'm trying to figure out, like, why doesn't this look like this looks like what I remember seeing last year, which I liked. So what the fuck happened? And then I'm thinking, wait a minute. It's running in SD. There are a lot of HD TVs that treat SD like complete shit. And I've never seen it personally, but when I got the demo, I caught them so off guard that they're like, it's not hooked up to this TV, but it's just a switch in the back we flip, and now it's Skyward Sword. So it could be that it was playing on one of those TVs that is not meant to show a standard def signal.
Well, but on top of that, you were watching Zelda HD, like Zelda HD was in the background.
It was on a loop next to it.
I didn't have Zelda goggles on when I played it last year. I thought it looked fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, I did too. And that's why I was really set back.
I thought the controls worked, but I didn't have the whole sword stealing kind of thing. And
that was new this year.
Like, Nintendo normally would, like, they'd kick me down a flight of stairs for, like, if the David Goes the Dentist kid walked in. I'm trying to remember, like, who's the lowest of the low. And Nintendo doesn't love me at all. So, but, like, they bumped me to the front of the line.
Yeah.
They were very nice about it. It's like I was about to leave, and I had a great time with the Skyward Sword demo last year.
Yeah, last year. I don't know what was different about this year, where I had to fight to get my reserved time, which 20 minutes of it, Shane was with me. We stood at the counter just waiting for someone to fucking come down and take us upstairs. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it's because it's so many people just around. Like, can I come in? Can I come in? Can I come in? No, you can't come in. Yeah. No, you'll never come in.
It was.
But so that I think explained why it looked bad, because it probably actually doesn't look bad. It's just like
I can't imagine it looking bad. I really can't.
No, I know people. Most of my friends have HD TVs that the Wii just looks like garbage. It looks worse than bad. It's just fucking amazing that it looks that bad. When it doesn't on my TV, it looks not HD,
component cables.
It looks all right. They have component cables. It just doesn't, and I've witnessed it. I'm like, that looks really bad. The text is fuzzy. It looks a mess. But then I'm like, wait a minute. Also, it's Wii Motion Plus. That has to be calibrated by laying the remote face down while it calibrates. The lady, when she took it, we put it face up. So I don't know if that actually matters. But
it does.
But it's possible, because all it needs
the same fuck up happened to Miyamoto last year when he stepped on stage. It wasn't ready.
But it's just a flat surface.
Every Kinect demo I had wasn't calibrated correctly.
Right,
it was terrible.
So I'm like, okay, maybe that then explains why the controls weren't working and why it looked bad.
No, I'm calming down. Whatever, you had a bad experience.
Yes,
Skyward Sword is fine.
And I wanted to go play it again, but I'm like, nope. If I walk over there'll be a fucking another sea of people, and I'll have to fight again to get the same appointment.
My E3, I had to stay watching the internets for most of E3 just to keep everything going. Like, that was my job, and I knew it. I knew going in. I'm not complaining.
You're a machine, Hank.
But I was able to get. But then again, I saw you guys running from appointment to appointment. Like, that didn't look very fun either.
I had to take days, 2 weeks straight of screaming to a camera and standing up and running.
Yeah,
I've never been that spent as an adult.
But so I did. The only thing I made time for, I went to the Nintendo booth. But the only way I could do it without in the most timely fashion was to sneak in with an exhibitor's badge and wait. Yes, thank you. And then wait for them to let me in, and so I could be the first person with no line. And I got up to Super Mario 3D, and then when my time was over with it, I looked around and I was like, "There's a line at everything I want to play. I'll just leave." And then I did the same thing the next day with Luigi's Mansion, and then again I was like, I would like to play Mario Kart. Oh, no.
No, I didn't play Mario Kart at all, the whole E3. I haven't even seen it. Because my 20-minute fucking appointment, I played Mario and Kid Icarus, and the Kid Icarus demo was the same one I saw in January. And then I'm like, can I play Mario Kart? The guy's like, you got 2 minutes left, buddy. And he's fucking like smiling at me. And I'm like, do you not understand how ridiculous this is? No, like what part of anything of this makes sense? That I'm going to see all of these fucking 3DS games in 20 minutes and Skyward Sword. What the fuck? It didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And when I told other people that I did know at Nintendo, they're like, God, no. Why would no? And
like talking to one person, they were very sweet to me. And they I don't deal with them ever.
No, everyone that I know is great. I don't know what happened. I
got a spoiler for Mario Kart.
Uh-huh.
It's exactly like every other Mario
I'm
Kart.
sure it is.
But then now you go underwater.
Oh my god!
It's underwater stages.
So my god, I'm betting a bunch of inky splotches.
You know what made me sad is I played 2 games at E3, Luigi's Mansion 2 and Mario 3D. And I think I liked Luigi's Mansion 2 more.
Yeah, the sad
Mario 3D is weird.
Sad truth of was it Shane Bettenhausen?
Shane Bettenhausen, yeah, he said that he compared Mario 3D to Crash Bandicoot, and I was like, fuck, you are too right.
It's really
original Crash Bandicoot that were technically 3D, but really just a plank that you walk down.
Yeah.
So many of the Mario stages in that were that too.
I almost wrote an article like, it's like going behind the scenes of the original Mario with an extra plane of... Wow, it really is like
it's what I played too.
It's a little of the 4 stages I played. It was a little too simplified. Like and the scale was just too small. Yeah. Like especially on the the boss fight one.
The camera came in too close.
Yeah, and you couldn't really touch the camera either. Like. And the airship stage airship should feel really big, but it was such a tight thing. I saw in the trailer there were a couple of cool looking stages, like one where you're jumping on piano keys, like that looked really cool. I wish.
But then we're back in Galaxy territory, which they're not going for.
But that was an imaginative type stage, while the 4 stages they showed there were like remixes of Mario 3 and 1 of stuff, which is technically like what I thought I wanted, but then when I played I was like, I don't like all of this. Like having to jump on a flag in a 3D Mario game, that doesn't make sense. Like you should grab a star. Yeah, you can miss it and fall off the edge of the plank and die at the end.
Can we do a question of the week? Sure.
I just want to say I do love that it's being called just Super Mario.
Me too.
Because that's what everybody's been calling it for years anyway. Like, what'd you play in
That's
Super
what my
Mario?
grandma called Sonic the Hedgehog.
They said
mine too.
They said during the roundtable that the name's not final.
It's still not a final
and
name,
that if you want a hint of what it might be called, look at the logo, which has a tail in it. So
Super Mario Tales, TALES.
Super Mario reference.
Yes.
I think the whole TAILES.
Well, that was my problem with Mario Wii. New Mario Wii was just a bunch of fucking references to fun stages.
And that's I think the real problem with Mario 3D is that it's being weakened by they've mixed in too much new Super Mario Brothers in the Mario 3D formula. Yeah. It's way more segmented. It's like the interface is way more like it, and it has the rules of old Mario that are also in new Super Mario Brothers of 3 levels: Little Mario, Big Mario, Power Up.
I gotta cut this off.
All right,
we're at the end of the Nintendo E3 Mario discussion. We need a question of the week. I'm thinking, what is your favorite Crash Bandicoot game?
What?
That's what I'm thinking. Unless somebody can beat me real quick.
2.
Michael. Oh, 2. Good.
Yeah.
Henry, go. Warped. Indeed.
Crash Racing.
CTR says. Brett Elson says.
Crash of the Titans.
The prequel.
Wrath of Cortex.
I haven't played any of it.
We don't really have to do that, but if anybody has any other fucking question, I'd appreciate it.
I played the first one for like 20 minutes, and I didn't dislike it.
Did we ask people an E3 question already?
We didn't ask them what they...
No. What was your favorite thing from E3?
Yeah, we can do that. What was your favorite
thing from E3? People want to answer
because I want to read more of these. I ran out of time. This is my first day back. I ran out of time.
I liked getting pins from the Nintendo place.
Yes, they had pins.
I was pleasantly surprised by Saints Row 3, and Rayman's Origins looks
Yeah, really, it looks really great.
Yeah.
And just asking them all the stuff I wanted. It was like all off the record shit, but like, you're Ubisoft. You buy licenses for cartoons. Is this an engine? Why don't all fucking cartoon games look like this? Yeah. All of them. Yeah. All of them. And I didn't ask about any license in particular, but it's like it's an engine. Yeah. It could do it. Makes me excited.
For me, it's a toss-up between Saints Row 3 and Arkham City.
Oh, shit.
Which I got to play Arkham City for a little bit. That was fucking amazing.
Lucky. Yeah.
Really?
BioShock
Did you do the Catwoman demo?
I didn't see Catwoman. Well, actually, no, I did see Catwoman playing. I didn't get to play as her.
Okay,
but she like crawls on the ceiling and has a
I
whip.
didn't see any of this shit because I was busy standing in line
I
at
described it
Nintendo.
in my preview as the train spotting baby.
Well, also, you got to play Uncharted 3 as well. Like
I played the co-op in Uncharted 3, which is not very different from the multiplayer, but
really?
It's there's a little bit of a story to it. It's like a separate mode from the main story, but it has its own story. And I guess you can play as Uncharted, Sully, and Elena all at the same time. Although I just played as Sully to. Did I just call Nathan Drake Uncharted?
Yes.
Yes. You can play as Nathan Drake, Sully, and Elena.
Somebody is aging.
Oh my god! I'm going to call Master Chief Halo.
You could play as Mr. Uncharted, didn't he?
Mr.
Kilimanjaro.
Yes, Mr. Kilimanjaro.
God, that's just a joke of
My face is red, and not just from the ridiculous heat in this room.
just calling like watching The Simpsons and
You have the backward noise.
No, I don't.
Wow,
Sorry,
damn it.
a friend's grandma would come in. You're watching Bart Simpson, and Home Improvement was Tool Time.
Tool Time.
It's just like, yep,
God
close
damn it.
enough.
Well, Brett, what was your fave thing?
Be interesting.
Leaving.
Come on, you didn't have a good
Playing
time?
with the Wii.
I had a
slightly?
strangely frustrating and blue balls thing of like what I saw of Skyward
How'd you like
Sword.
the Aliens demo?
It was a very cool demo. I didn't get to play it, so
You're just a bigger Aliens fan than I am. So
I do love Aliens. And
they were pointing. This is from the director's cut.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is the exact scene.
and I knew
Bishop.
all the things he was referencing, and especially finding out more about the space jockey is going to be pretty cool, right?
I don't know. I thought that was an exciting demo to be in.
It was a cool demo, and I think that the game does look pretty good because what's funny is it was Pitchford who was doing the Duke previews just less than a year ago at PAX Prime. It's just funny to watch him go from Duke then into Aliens. It's just like we know this one's going to be
and
really
then also
good.
Brothers in Arms too.
They doing that too?
Yeah, no. At the Ubisoft press conference they announced basically Brothers in Arms and Glorious Bastards,
right? Which looks interesting at least.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's more interesting than the other one.
The thing I didn't get to play a whole lot because there was so many fucking appointments.
I didn't get to play like anything.
But we got to talk to people.
The thing I really liked, I talked to a lot of people. The thing I really liked playing was that Blood Rain Betrayal game, which I knew going in I was going to like because I have such a soft spot for Way Forward 2D games and HD 2D games, and it's Way Forward's first HD game.
Looks so
it's
good.
so fucking well animated.
Rayman looks better.
I don't like feeling. I don't like feeling positive about a Blood Rain because I don't.
I know.
Think it's a bad
What's
series.
funny is like the YouTube comments of the trailer. They're overwhelmingly negative because they're like, "What the fuck
like
is this
progressive
shit?"
auto insurance commercial when you just see the YouTube player.
No, the trailer that made me freak the fuck out.
I know what it is, but like
they all thought it like where
it doesn't look so interactive because you can't really see what's happening. She doesn't actually do that much.
She's beating the shit and juggling enemies and
there's not in my mind when I saw Rayman 2 when I actually picked it up and I am little things that I'm doing are executing 150 things happening in this character at once. It makes all the difference in the world. Because if you're just looking at it on a YouTube trailer, it just looks like a trailer. It looks like a cartoon.
Right, but the level of idiocy in these comments was like they were revering Blood Rain like it was something lost and cherished. Ugh. And it's like they're like they need to fucking pay
kids, man.
It's like what the fuck? And no one's gonna buy this shit. And it's like, no company lets a franchise go if there's a hint of success to it. And the fact there hasn't been anything since Blood Rain 2 7 or 8 years ago.
I don't remember Majesco publishing the first couple Blood Rains.
Yeah, they ended up with it.
Meaning they picked it up from somebody who didn't want it.
Yes, it's just nothing about this was successful. Like, she was in Playboy topless and had 2 crappy movies.
Can I put a damper on your enthusiasm?
Do it, Michael.
It's possible that the new Blood Rain game is coming out specifically to coincide with Uwe Boll's Blood Rain 3.
I mean, it's coming out, but it has nothing to do with it. Like, I played the game, and it's fucking great.
Prince of Persia had nothing to do with the movie Prince of Persia.
I've already played this game. Blood Rain herself has 4,000 frames when Just her.
Just her tits.
Her tits probably aren't part of that.
Actually, it's kind of a weird bookend for me because when my first E3 in 2002, I came and there was a model on the right where the escalators are between the West Hall and the South Hall of the LA Convention Center, and she was just standing there posing for pictures with a professional cameraman standing there snapping pictures of her for portfolio or whatever. Mm-hmm. This year, it's just another model, same costume, same place, exactly. Wow. It's while I was walking through, it's that's weird.
It is weird.
I mean, I will say at least that the Way Forward thing, it did have the same. It's all about it's linear levels. It's not like a Symphony of the Night, Castlevania kind of thing, but it does give you all the moves right away, which at one hand is really cool because you get to do all this cool stuff immediately,
and discover it yourself.
It has that possible failing of, is this going to fizzle out halfway through because I'm not learning any new shit. So that sucks. But the music is done by Jake Kaufman, who's a really fucking good guy in Overclocked Remix. His name is Vert. He did the music for Contra 4.
Beautiful.
Which Way Forward also did. Beautiful. One of my favorite games of the last 10 years.
Do you want to close out with a Contra 4 song?
I don't know any off the top of my head.
Do it.
It makes me sad that Way Forward has to kind of do one for money Thor for the DS.
Which to me wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
They don't...
Dude, that fucking Batman game is astounding. It's fucking beautiful. And if you buy it for $20, do it.
That and Thor are them shitting out a game. And it's still very playable, and
amazing.
And I don't hate it. It's just incredible.
It is the best non-Arkham Batman game.
That's them crapping it out. Fucking, I can't wait to see. Apparently, they're handling the Silent Hill game.
Silent Hill Book of Memories for the Vita.
For the Vita,
weird.
That's where I'm I don't know, guys.
But is it going to be? That's the thing. Silent Hill is such a 3D game, but Way Forward, I don't want to say they've never done 3D because they probably have, but
I don't know if they have.
Though
I've only known them from
your biggest E3 surprise, your big thing from E3. I really got to piss.
I really liked Tomb Raider.
We're going over. No. I really I love the new Tomb Raider.
Didn't see that either.
I wish it didn't come out in 2012. I wish it was now.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Let's get the fuck out of here.
We'll be back to normal next week. Right?
Yeah,
maybe.
We'll see. It's good stuff. Glad to be back. This feels good.
Bye, guys.
Fucked.